Following a previous comment on one of my videos, I had a request to do a tutorial of how to put together a Great Escape Games plastic building kit. But unfortunately, I haven't got any left. I've built them all. So what I need to do is jump back in time and build a kit for you. Now, I just happened last week to have reviewed the new Gallows kit from Great Escape Games. So unfortunately, I haven't got a DeLorean, but we are going to jump back in time and we're going to be looking at how to put that kit together. So grab your coat, hold on to your hat, and let's go back in time to the workbench where we built the Gallows set. Okay, and welcome to the workbench. So we're going to be putting together today the Gallows. Now the Gallows come with instructions. Great Escape Games have produced this and it looks fairly simple. Now whenever I'm starting a new build, it's always good to read through the instructions first to understand what is required and how this is going to go together. Now my plan will be to cut the pieces out and to clean them all up of any flash and then do a dry fit. So we'll take our sprue here, and in terms of getting these bits off the sprue, I'm going to use a pair of hobby cutters. So I'm going to go away and do this. Once I have done that, I am going to clean up the bits where I've cut it away, and for that I will use a simple nail file. It's soft enough that it doesn't do any damage, but it does clean it up. So I'm going to go away, cut these pieces up, and then I'll come back for the next stage. Okay, so having cut these pieces out and clean them up, getting rid of any sort of extra sort of flash marks there where I've snipped them off, I'm now ready to do the dry fitting. And all this is just testing to see how this will go together. Certain bits are pretty obvious and we'll go through the instructions. So step one is about putting the supports on. We've got these trapdoors as well, which will sit very nicely in these little sections, and there's bits for them to lie on. So we can absolutely test and see that they sit in like so. Now with the main supports, what we've got here is we've got obviously the legs, but we've also got sort of like a shelf piece here where this will sit on there, and I don't know if I can get that lined up ideally like that, but that is just going to sit on like that. And it's really simple. It's really well constructed to make building this very simple. So if we just put on the other side, we should be able to sit this standing up without actually gluing it. And that is how we know how this goes together. Obviously looking at the instructions, but also just putting it together without glue. That way, when it comes to putting the glue on, we won't be making simple mistakes. Now, the frame for the gallows themselves will sit in these holes that they've cut out there, and that's a nice snug fit as well. So we can already see this is coming together. If I just turn it this way as well, you can see just popped out now. Of course, it has. Oh, nearly. Right, so anyway, we know how those go. These pieces here, we can look underneath, we can see where they need to go, and they should be going that way round and popping in like that. All right, so what I'm going to do now is, now I've done the dry fit, I'm going to get some plastic glue. For this, you can use all sorts. I tend to use this one from Revell, and the way I use this is I unscrew one of the tops from one pot, and I use the pointy plastic bit from one of the others to obviously take off this plastic cover, but then I dip it in and I use that to spread it, and this way I keep it nice and controlled. I find that generally speaking, when I'm using the nozzles like so, I find it often gets clogged in the end and then it stops working. So I choose to do it a slightly different way. But you can do it however works best for you. So I'm going to go away and get these stuck together, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the kind of first phase of this or the gluing together process, and then we can have a look at the stairs and how they go together. So back in a flash. Okay, and here we go now with the stairs. So what we'll notice here in point 4 is we get shown the staircase, the rear brace, and then the side brace. So we've got these pieces over here. We're just going to do some dry fitting. Again, you might be able to see here they've got 2 sort of tabs here. Those fit very nicely in with this bit here. That goes together very nicely. And then we're going to put the side brace on. It's a little bit tricky just because I'm trying to do this behind a camera, but this all locks together beautifully. Sometimes it is tricky to do a dry fit, but it is worth it, and just doing that will show you how those go together. So once we've done that, we're then going to move on to the back, where we're going to have a look at some fence pieces that are going to go around the outside of the gallows, and I've just prepared those there. So I'm going to go away, stick all this together, having done the dry fit, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add that probably to the back of this. I have worked out where the ropes are going, and based on that, they're going to dangle from this side of the beam, which means I'm going to put the stairs about here. So we'll put all that together, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the final bits on the sprue, which are the ropes and the figures. So back in a flash. And welcome back. So it didn't take me very long at all, but I have not only put the stairs together, but I've also put the railings on, and they went together really really easily, and I think really accurately as well. I'm no expert plastic kit maker, but these have gone together really easily. So well designed. The pieces fit together. If you look at the instructions, give them a good study before you try anything, and do some dry fitting. You can get it right first time. So yeah, really really pleased with how that's come out. Now moving on to the final bit of the sprue, and that is the figures. Now we've got basically 4 figures. We've got 2 of them with their hands tied behind the back. So this one, and over here, there's one here. There's also a torso with a long coat and some legs that go together, with this chap with the top hat on, and he's got, I think, 3 arms that go with him. He's got a pointing one, he's got one with sort of a bit of paper rolled up, and then he's got one with what looks like a Bible, so you could make him sort of religious in that regard. For the guys with their hands tied behind the back, we've got one with a head through a noose. We've got a couple of spare nooses, so if you wanted to do this just as set up, ready for a hanging, but nobody there, you could put the nooses on. You could put this, which is a release handle. You could put all that up there. You don't actually have to put any figures on the actual gallows itself. Now, the other chap that hasn't got his hands tied behind his back, they have some arm options. You could have them with just 2 arms, maybe handling one of the guys that's tied, or you could have his hand on the release switch as well. So there's some really different, really good different options on these. And I have, funnily enough, just been thinking you could also use some of the accessories from the other gunslingers sets, like there's some crows and stuff like that. You could stick those up on top of this as well. So there's definitely so much customization that you can do with these kits. They all work well together, they interlock, and it's just a really really good design, I think. So I haven't yet decided what I want to do with the figures. I'm probably going to have one guy looking like he's about to be hung, with, I think I'm tempted to do one of the other guys sort of manhandling the other one sort of towards the gallows. So I'll have one rope without anybody through, And then I'm thinking the guy with the top hat will have a scroll of paper like it's a wanted sign or something he's holding, and he's sort of pointing in condemnation of the two criminals. I think that's how I'm going to set it up. Now, if you were really clever, unlike me, and you had magnets, maybe you could do it so that you could set it up so you could swap out the ropes, you could swap the figures. I don't know if you could get maybe a magnet underneath in the trapdoors, and a magnet in the feet so you could swap them out. I'm really not sure, to be honest, but I think if you're into that sort of customization and playing around with magnets, you might really get a lot of fun out of this kit with the different things that you can create. Now, as I say, I'm going to go away and cut the figures out and put them together, and I'm going to come up with something, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I've got. So, back in a flash. Okay, and welcome back. Now, before I reveal the finished built model, I will just say that um, if you are affected or have been affected by essentially hanging, then it might be best to proceed with caution at this point. And the reason I say that, and I personally have had some experience with this, and it can be very traumatic. So this set obviously is very much aimed around the hangings that went on during the Wild West period, and this model does reflect that. So skip now if you want to, but if not, here is the final model. So here we have the final model. I haven't glued everything in place. The figures I'm going to be mounting onto lollipop sticks, spraying and painting individually, and then probably sticking down. I kind of want to have this as a bit of a vignette or a kind of a little diorama in the middle of my town. Now, as I said in the last clip, I've gone away and looked at some of the other sprues that I had left over. So the gunfighters set was one. Also, some of the town buildings that I got in the starter set. They also had some excellent pieces like these crows. So I have two crows here, one up on this side. You can't really see, but he's the squawking one. And then there's one over here that's kind of leaning forward to see what's going on. He might fly away in a minute when the other man is led to the noose, but for now he's hanging around. So this guy down here, he's got a scroll in his hand, bit of paper, and I'm imagining that he is the town judge who has sentenced these two men to death. The guy right at the back in here, one of them's looking at the noose going, oh no, this is not good. Obviously one of the guys is already there, and the guy right at the back is leading the second condemned man to the gallows. He is a sheriff. I've put a sheriff's badge on him from the Gunfighters set. Now, the second man who's got his hands tied behind his back, who's been led to the noose or to the gallows, he doesn't have a hood over him. Now, it could be that that works for you, but I had a thought while I was looking at the Gunfighters sprue, and they have loads of heads, and one of the heads that they've got is if I just bring it up, I don't know how well, yeah, right, so this guy right behind my finger, he's got like almost like a balaclava on, but with it's probably just a pillowcase with two holes cut open for the eyes. But I thought, actually, if you wanted a second hooded man, you could take this head and put some green stuff over the eyes, and essentially, once you've painted it, it would look just like a hood over somebody's head. So that's another way that you can absolutely take other sprues if you've got them from Great Escape Games, add them into this just to give you more customization. The guy at the back who's the sheriff, I haven't yet put his gun in its holster on his side, but that could be there. You could probably also take maybe one of the left hands just here, or here, and you could have him almost hand on his gun, leading the men up the stairs. So there's so much you can do with these plastic kits. They look to me to be very interchangeable. So well worth playing around with if that is the sort of thing you're into. So this is the final built version. I'm going to go away and paint it up, and obviously if you're watching this video you will have seen it painted up last week. So I'm going to pretty much stop the video here because you will have already seen it painted. There's no point you seeing it again. If you haven't seen that episode and that video, do head back and check that out from last week. But I hope you found this really useful, both in sort of getting a sense of best ways of building these plastic kits. I have to admit, I did, having checked all the instructions, I did get the cross beam the wrong way round. I had to pull it out and reposition it and put it back in. It turns out when you put the rope next to it, the guy is slightly further back. So if you have it facing the other way around, it just doesn't work. But that was a bit of trial and error. I should have test fitted that bit a little bit more. But anyway, we're not perfect and we make mistakes, and that's part of the hobby, part of the fun of it. So I would highly recommend this. Check out the link in the description below if you're interested in picking up this kit from Great Escape Games. Once again, a big thank you to Great Escape Games for sending this over. I'm really grateful for it, and it's been a fantastically enjoyable kit to build, and it will look great in my town. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.